Hello, this is Dumont back for another Transformers comic book review, this time issue number 17. This is very exciting for me because in this issue it takes place in Cybertron completely, no humans, so I'm super excited. The cover is basically Blaster falling into what they call the smelting pool. It's an awesome cover. It reminds me of a scene in Transformers the animated movie where some of the Autobots get judged by the Quintessons and they're thrown into kind of like a similar pit, although it's not like melting a smelting pool or whatever. It's not like that, but very similar nonetheless. So let's take a look inside, and we find out that at this time the Decepticons have become the ruling class. The Autobots are like the resistance going on, and there are in-between robots that are like running for their lives because the Decepticons are hunting them down to throw them into the smelting pool and use them for spare parts. And I guess they're trying to build better and stronger, more expand their army. More Decepticons. So that would be a very bad place to live, especially if you're an Autobot. And so anyway, we meet up with Blaster, and Blaster, I'm kind of surprised. He looks like such a good guy. I always thought his face kind of looked kind of like a knight. So I got the impression that he was a very good, noble type guy, and he probably is. But reading this, he has a little bit of attitude. It was kind of surprising. It wasn't the attitude that I expected, from the way he looked. But anyway, so we're going to meet a character named Scrounge, who is, seems like another type of very weak, small Transformer. And this guy, Scrounge, is able to turn into a wheel, just like a single flat wheel. And it's not impressive, but I guess he's able to get around. And his main feature, should I say, his gimmick or whatever, is that two of his fingers have audio and video receptors, so he's very good for spying, and as you're reading this, you kind of find out that Scrounge is, he's not very liked in the entire Autobot army here on Cybertron. They kind of make him sound like he's an exaggerator, and you really can't trust him too well with his information. And he is out here pretty much doing dangerous missions. He's by the Decepticon base, and he is, snooping in and recording stuff, and basically risking his life. And he does get captured, but he's doing it, I guess, to prove himself. He wants to show that he's worthy to be an Autobot. And anyway, he gets found out, so he's running into what they call the dead end, which is home of the empties. So just think of like these Cybertron version of like homeless people. So he ends up there, but they find him and whatever, and so they take him up in front of into the entire Decepticon base, where you get to see the smelting pool. You just get to see the horror that's going on, and they take him right in front of the guy who's in charge of the place. I'm going to read a little portion. It says, "Inside, Straxus, Lord High Governor of Polyhex. He holds the court." Okay, so this guy is kind of like, I don't know how to describe him. Kind of like a Darth Vader-ish looking, and he has like this axe mace type weapon, and he looks pretty huge. He's kind of wide, and you could tell he's the head honcho there. And so he throws what's his face, Scrounge, into the smelting pool, and Blaster is like, hey, I think Scrounge is in trouble. We should go save him. The leader of the Autobots at this time is Perceptor, and Perceptor is kind of like, this guy, his information, he says he's got some really good information. It's probably, a bunch of hype like he always does, so who cares? And, Blaster's kind of like, well, he could be captured. I think he's captured, so we got to go save him. And they're like, well, if he is captured, then he's probably dead anyway. So the information was not useful. And then if he is captured, he's dead anyway. So it's kind of like, what's the point either way? And Blaster's like, no, man, that's not right. And so the Autobots kind of like they're with the side of Blaster. So they help him out. They want to help him out, and you find out that eventually Blaster gets caught. He goes in there by himself. He gets caught, and he's there to rescue Scrounge. He tries to, but he's not able to. But he does receive the information from Scrounge, and pretty much right when you think Blaster's in huge trouble, Scrounge dies, and Blaster is able to survive thanks to the other Autobots that come in and they help him out. I think the other Autobots pretty much, except for Perceptor, they help him out. So anyway, Blaster, he does a little bit of fighting with the Decepticons that are chasing him and stuff, but he successfully escapes and gets the information. And so what is all this information about? This whole issue is kind of based upon this, which Scrounge got, and it is very, very important information. Basically what it is there was an issue previous, I forgot what issue it was. Oh yeah, it says Transformers issue number 10. Soundwave had sent a message via a humongous satellite over to Cybertron, and he's explaining, here on Earth it's inhabited by humans, and we the Decepticons need your help, and Optimus Prime is still alive, and we're battling him, so send in as many forces as you can, type thing. So for the Autobots, they go, wow, Optimus Prime is still alive, so they're like super, super happy, and so it's great news for the Autobots here. And that's pretty much the end of the issue.